Hello, my name is Laura Miller. I'm Associate Director of the Parker School. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the 2020 Virtual Parker School Certificate Ceremony. Today we will be hearing from Ben Liebman, Director of the Parker School, Robert Delamateur, who is Chair of the Board of Trustees for the Parker School, Ursula Weinhoven, Trustee of the Parker School, Matthew Herlock, Trustee of the Parker School, Petros Mavroidis, the Edwin B. Parker Professor of Foreign and Comparative Law, and Katerina Pastor, the Edwin B. Parker Professor of Comparative Law. Congratulations again to the class of 2020.
Greetings, graduating students, and your proud families and friends to this virtual Parker School ceremony. This year marks the 45th year of awarding Parker School certificates to Columbia Law School graduates. In ordinary times, we gather together each year on graduation day to celebrate and recognize the accomplishments of our graduating students in comparative and international law. We're sorry that we're not able to do so this year, but we nevertheless wanted to make sure we recognize and celebrate all of our amazing Parker School certificate recipients. I'm Ben Liebman, a professor of the law school and director of the Parker School of Foreign and Comparative Law. On behalf of the Parker School Trust and the trustees of the Parker School, it is an honor to preside over this year's virtual ceremony to celebrate your hard work and commitment to international and comparative law. Many of you, in particular parents, may be wondering, what is the Parker School? And that is indeed a good question. So to answer the question, I'd like to tell you a little story about the origin of the Parker School. The Parker School is named after Judge Edwin Parker. Now, there are a few things you should know about Judge Parker, whose sesquicentennial we celebrated in 2019. He was an arbitrator in some important post-World War I disputes and was outside General Counsel of Texaco. Judge Parker was, however, never a judge. He was just known as Judge Parker to all who knew him. Now, we don't know exactly why, and graduating students, please don't follow his example and adopt the title judge until you're confirmed by the Senate or the relevant state authority. But it seems that he developed this title both because of his reputation as an expert lawyer and because of his role in serving in the umpire role on the mixed claims commissions set up to adjudicate US claims against Germany following World War I. Perhaps the most famous matter he'd adjudicated was compensation for the sinking of the Lusitania. Now, Judge Parker also had an important vision. He decided to create at his death what was likely the world's first school of foreign and comparative law. The school was to be a freestanding institution in Washington, D.C. So why, you may ask, are we then standing or sitting here today at Columbia honoring Judge Parker as we celebrate the accomplishment of our graduating students? Well, Judge Parker's vision of a freestanding institution dedicated to the study of foreign and international law never quite came to fruition. Judge Parker died in 1929, just after the famous stock market crash. The size of his fortune diminished. But from this diminished fortune also came an opportunity. Judge Parker's lawyer at the time was Harlan Fiske Stone, legal scholar, former dean of Columbia Law School, and at the time, an associate justice of the United States Supreme Court. And perhaps most importantly, a Columbia Law School graduate like all of you. Justice Stone arranged for Judge Parker's fund, no longer quite enough to create a freestanding school, to instead become a foundation that would support the study of foreign and comparative law at Columbia University. Now, I don't want to overstate the parallels to today, but they are obvious. From economic catastrophe came an opportunity to build something new, an institution that has served and supported Columbia and our students for nearly 100 years. Speaking just after the end of World War II, Professor H.W. Jarvie, the first director of the Parker School, provided a strong defense for the need for an American law school to engage with the world. Professor Jarvie argued, and I quote, "The political divisions of the world are growing elbow to elbow. Our interests lie everywhere. We have need for our own self-preservation to know more about foreign lands and peoples, because in truth, they are no longer foreign. The very word foreign is coming to mean merely other. If one's educational process could be stretched over 100 years, as Bernard Shaw devoutly wished, we could become migratory learners and study other peoples, and they're doing it firsthand. Since we can't, we must learn to be self-conscious of the world in the short time available for the academic job. If the university folk are on the right track, there will be increasing demand for this kind of law study. And who but the faculty of law should provide for the study of law, whether ours or our neighbors? Now, of course, much has changed since Professor Jarvie wrote those words in 1947. Most notably, today at Columbia, we learn about other legal systems, not just from the classroom, but also from our fellow classmates who come from around the world. But his basic argument that we must learn about comparative international law, and that in doing so, we make ourselves better equipped to engage the world and better students of our own legal systems, remains true today. Indeed, the need for greater knowledge of the world and the need for greater cooperation across boundaries has perhaps never been as apparent today as the world faces the collective challenge of COVID-19 and the economic consequences of the pandemic. I am reassured knowing that so many of you will soon be out there starting to solve the world's problems. The number of people receiving Parker School certificates this year proves that both Professor Jarvie and Judge Parker were right in their visions of the importance of and demand for courses in the study of foreign and comparative law. Today, the Parker School Board is chaired by Robert Delamater, a New York lawyer who, like all the trustees, is a Columbia Law School graduate. The current trustees also include Richard Hallwell, Matthew Herlock, Edward Soto, and Ursula Weinhoven, some of whom you will hear a few words from today in this video. The Associate Director of the Parker School is Laura Miller, and I hope you will all join me in thanking Laura for the amazing work she has done in preparing this year's virtual ceremony, and also in making sure each of you received your actual physical certificate. I'd also like to thank the Columbia Law School AV team for making this video possible. They've been extraordinary in supporting the remote teaching, which has happened these past few months. Their efforts have been tireless, and we're grateful for the time they have put in to enable the law school to operate in a virtual environment, and now to allow us to celebrate virtually as well. Through the years since its establishment, the financial and programmatic support from the Parker School is an important reason why Columbia has been able to lead American law schools in the study of foreign legal systems, comparative law, and international law. That support continues today as Columbia Law School seeks to remain at the forefront in the study of European and Asian legal systems, law in developing and emerging market economies, and as we grapple with the myriad legal challenges and opportunities posed by globalization and the crises resulting from COVID-19. Every year, the Parker School supports a wide range of activities at Columbia Law School, including visits by foreign scholars, student postgraduate fellowships, and faculty and student research. This year, the Parker School funds assisted the law school as we provided emergency support to many of our students, including by helping to bring students back from overseas and assisting those facing financial hardship here in New York. On behalf of the Parker School here at Columbia, we wish you every success in your careers. I'm sorry not to be able to hand you your certificates in person, but I look forward to a time when we will be able to gather in person to celebrate your many accomplishments. Congratulations. As part of the ceremony today, we will be hearing a few words from Parker School trustees, as well as the two Parker School professors of law, whose work is supported by the Parker School. Also today, we will announce the students who, in addition to receiving the Parker School certificate, are receiving the Parker Prize. The trustees of the Parker School created the Parker Prize to recognize outstanding commitment to foreign and comparative law studies as demonstrated through scholarly achievement and practical engagement. The winners of this prize are students who've been nominated and selected by the foreign and comparative law faculty members of Columbia Law School. Again, congratulations to everyone.
Although we must gather today remotely, it is a tribute to Columbia Law School that we do so from locations throughout the world, which just illustrates the global reach of Columbia. I'm very proud to share with you sincere congratulations for the accomplishments each of you has achieved in your time at Columbia Law School. The Parker School Certificate represents collectively thousands of hours of study that you've performed towards the understanding and practice of law as a complex and interconnected field spanning the entire world. In the legal profession, even practice areas that may seem to be purely domestic routinely confront the need for some international and comparative legal knowledge. As Ben Liebman, our Parker School director, has mentioned, the Parker School is named for Edwin B. Parker, commonly known as the umpire of World War I, for his legal work relating to that conflict. What you may not know is how Judge Parker had a hand in developing the employment positions to which many of you may be headed. In the late 1890s, Parker was credited with developing at the law firm Baker Botts, Baker and Lovett, the practice of hiring large numbers of young lawyers from law school to work under the partners as associates within the firm. Of course, this practice is now common in nearly all large law firms. When I graduated from Columbia in 1984 and began my legal career as an associate at Sullivan and Cromwell, following a clerkship, it wasn't clear at all to me how internationally based my career would become. I've been fortunate to have had the opportunity to work in the London, Tokyo, and Hong Kong offices of Sullivan and Cromwell, and now I routinely work with non-US clients from our office in New York. Wherever you go from here, whether it's to private practice, to public service, or work in business, the study of international and comparative law will, I am sure, serve you well. It is my pleasure as an alumnus to welcome you to the Foreign and Comparative Law alumni community. You're now the 45th class of Parker School certificate recipients. Congratulations to you, class of 2020. I would now like to announce the Parker Prize recipient from the JD class. This annual prize is to recognize extraordinary student achievement within the field of foreign and comparative law as determined by Columbia Law School faculty members. This year's JD winner is Emma Catherine DiNapoli. Congratulations, Emma. My fellow Parker School trustee, Ursula Weinhoven, will now say a few words and also announce the Parker Prize recipient from among the LLM class. Thank you all for joining us, and congratulations again to the 2020 Parker School certificate recipients.
Thank you very much, Del, for the introduction. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge all of the hard work each of you have put in to get to this point. Graduating from Columbia Law School is an extraordinary achievement, and it's wonderful that so many of you have spent a concentrated portion of your time at Columbia Law School in international and comparative legal studies. Some of you have earned your credits in one of Columbia Law School's study abroad programs. Others of you are part of Columbia Law School's LLM program and came to the law school experienced in practice within your home jurisdictions. Much of learning takes place not just listening to course lectures, but through working with your peers. I would like to take a moment to recognize the valuable international perspectives and life experiences that LLM students bring to the community within Columbia Law School. I myself came to Columbia after a prior legal career in Australia and graduated from the LLM program, receiving my Parker School certificate in 2002. My career path upon graduation was not straightforward, but I was able to keep up connections I made in law school to secure temporary consulting positions within the UN and OECD. I was then able to use my experiences from these positions to find employment and work my way up through to permanent positions and a long-term career track within the UN. So given my experiences, I encourage each of you to keep in touch with past course instructors, mentors, and those you have worked with on externships. Think creatively about how one opportunity may open additional paths. I know right now is not an easy time to graduate. We wish we could have celebrated with you together in Learner Hall and given a toast to you all graduates with champagne. I know too that the professional challenges you face today may seem more daunting than a few short months ago, but despite these changed circumstances, I encourage you to persevere. I wanted to share with you a few reflections from H.W. Jervey, former Columbia Law School professor and former director of the Parker School. He wrote these words in 1946 or 47. Useful thinking cannot be based upon the belief that final disaster is just around the corner. Perhaps it is. Perhaps, as prosperity once did, disaster will keep moving on. As long as we survive, we must think and we must plan for a future. Take heart in the professional connections and friendships you have made in law school. Keep planning for the future, working towards your professional goals, even through this time of uncertainty. Congratulations, class of 2020, on all that you have achieved. I wish you all the best as you begin your careers in law. Now, it is my distinct honor to announce the 2020 LLM Parker Prize recipient, Nisha D. Pereira. Congratulations, Nisha D. Thank you all for celebrating with us the achievements of the 2020 Columbia Law School Parker School certificate recipients. A few others, including Parker School trustees and Columbia Law School Parker professors of law, have additional words to share.
This is a message to the 2020 Parker School certificate recipients at the time of your graduation from Columbia Law School. I wanted to congratulate you all for great results. My name is Matthew Herlock, and I'm a Columbia Law School class of 1993 graduate and also a member of the Board of Trustees of the Parker School. And I just wanted to congratulate you all on the study that you've just completed and all the classes that you've completed in comparative international law. And to wish you great luck. I would note when I graduated in 1993, it was a time of increasing internationalization. As while I was in law school, the Berlin Wall had come down, and the East and Western Europe were reunifying, and West was looking to build the East, and it was a time of great internationalization. And here we are in the time of coronavirus, which is why I'm sending you this message by video. And it's a time of real change where, if anything, walls are going up again and internationalization is viewed suspiciously, and there's a greater sense of local self-reliance and suspicion of international trade and international dependence. As graduates of the Parker School, I know you will have studied these comparative systems and the history of human interchange and the value that brings to our lives. And I just wanted to wish you all tremendous good luck in the future, because you'll be, as compared to when I graduated, you're going to be the leaders of a new engagement in international relations between the countries of the world, and the importance of maintaining our connections and building the world together as our population grows and as our need to work together increases and work together productively. In any event, that's a lot for today. For your graduation, I just wanted to congratulate you all for your great work, for your graduation from Columbia Law School in 2020, and I wish you all tremendous success in your careers, wherever that may take you and whatever you may do. You're off to a great start. Congratulations again. Bye.
Parker Schools graduates, congratulations. I had the pleasure to meet some of you in class and work with some of you more intensely. This has been an amazing year for all of us, but you should keep in mind only the positive stuff and keep those good memories with you for the rest of your life. And I really hope that our paths will cross many, many times in the future as well.
Hello, everyone. I wanted to congratulate you for graduating today from Columbia Law School. Of course, we wished we could do this in person, but that is not to be this time. But I did want to congratulate you for spending so much time on delving into comparative law. Comparing legal systems is really my big passion, and I'm incredibly proud of you for having done your part in trying to understand not only American law, but foreign law as well, and to engage in comparative analysis. It takes time, it takes compassion, it takes patience. I know all that from my own work, and I'm incredibly proud of you that you have tried that on your own, and you have accomplished a great thing. So I wish you all the best of luck. I very much hope that our paths will cross in the not too distant future, and that you will continue your work on comparative law. Bye.
Thank you.